What's up, everybody? It's your main man, Lakeith Fowler, right here in a place to be. Today, I want to talk about something very special to me because I feel like everybody needs it to do something. So this is what helped me and propelled me to be the person that I am, and hopefully it can propel you to be the person that you want to be. One of the biggest things that I come up with is confidence. First, to start off with the definition of confidence, the feeling or belief that one can rely. Like I can rely on something, someone, or something. Firm trust. That's big in anything that you do. I don't care if whatever you do for a living, you know what I mean? However you do it. And I think a lot of people may not have it or may not know necessarily where to find it, but it's something that's absolutely necessary of the world we live in. So like how I pertain it to real estate is, I didn't know about credit. I didn't know about interest rates. I didn't know about any of these things. So it kind of killed my confidence. You know what I mean? I didn't want to ask certain banks certain questions because, let's be honest with it, none of us want to be told no, but you got to start looking at it in a different way. No's can be positive according to how you look at the situation. So for me, the feeling of belief that one can rely on someone, something, I want to rely on myself. So I have to have knowledge. And one thing I know about me, my strengths, is I'm a really good communicator about what it is that I want. I don't really hold any punches. If I think it, then I feel like, why can't I say it? Why can't I express it? So I ask a lot of questions, and I don't mind hearing no, because eventually I'm gonna hear a yes, and that's what I believe. But at the same time, a weakness that I possess is I don't really like talking to a lot of people. So I think you got to really sit down with yourself and say, okay, what are your strengths? What are you really good at? And what are you not really good at? I don't want to do something that I don't necessarily have to do, but I've gotten to a point in my life where I can offset those things. But before I could, I had to do it. So I had to go through the fire in order to gain the knowledge and the information, in order to gain the knowledge and the information to be secure within myself to say, you know what, I can do this. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say you got to get all this information before you start, but you should have some sort of idea, a really good one too at this point. You know what I mean? If this is something that you really want to do, real estate investments, if anything in life, the way I see it, if you really want to do it, if you really want to get into a relationship, I think you should know yourself. So, you know what I mean? Because trying to figure it out as you go may not end up the way you want it to. So know yourself, knowledge of oneself, know your strengths, know your weaknesses, get a real good understanding of the game. Really, really plain and simple, know what an origination is. You know what I mean? I didn't know what that was, because from what I come from, when do you originate a loan? Like, nobody's giving loans for anything. It's like, how much do you have? That's not enough. So come back when you have more. Nobody's lending nothing. Credit affects your interest rate. Interest only payments when you're doing a bridge loan, a construct to perm loan. Just how this all works and how it all affects the deal and how it all makes everything that you do in real estate, or in a lot of different ways, it makes it make sense. People always say that, make it make sense. Well, knowledge, a strong belief that you can rely on someone so you know what's going on, knowledge of something and understanding it will make it make sense to you. That's what you really want. Nobody's explaining this to you, but you got to be able to explain it to yourself, because at the end of the day, this is what you want. This is what you want. And when I'm talking to you, I actually am talking to myself. So Lakeith, this is what you want. So what you gonna do to get it? You gotta know who you are, know what you're good at, know what you're not good at, and you gotta understand what it is that you're about to get ready to get into. Because if you don't, it may not work out the way you want it to. But we ain't going there. We thinking positive. And how you gotta do that? You gotta understand what you're getting ready to get into. Understand the determinations, understand the exit strategies. What is the ARV? It took me a long time to figure out how to do LTVs and ARVs. And these are all numbers, so doing it multiple times, it never changes, but to get your mind to think a certain type of way is not always the easiest, because let's be honest, we've spent our whole lives to get to the point to where we're at. So you're telling me what I've been doing to this point is wrong and I should do something else? Yes, that is exactly what I'm saying. If you want to get to where you want to get to, then you got to unlearn and relearn new information, because you don't know everything. You've heard that expression. It's real. Prepayment penalty, just a really good understanding of whatever it is that you're getting ready to get into. For me, it was real estate investment. So I had to understand what this, in other terms also, I didn't write everything, but an understanding is what I'm really trying to focus on, of what you're about to do and how you're about to do it. Focus to detail. I did a piece on focus, how to focus, because this is as big as you want it to be. You got to think about this. You're not necessarily selling to a person, you're selling to a bank, and banks never run out of money. So if you can produce a product that can get you a high after repair value, you can continue to make money forever, because banks been around for hundreds of years. They've been around forever. Financial institutions aren't going anywhere. Focus on the budget, the numbers. Again, this is a part of understanding, but focus to detail, because you're gonna really want to know how to make and stick to a budget. Try to go under your budget if possible, because that means more money in your pocket. But at the end of the day, you live on a budget. Some people do, some people don't, but you probably should if you're getting ready to make a financial commitment and start becoming an investor where you're spending money to make money. You really want to know how much money it is you're utilizing, and the time of money, how much interest you're paying on money. It all makes sense. But in order for it to make sense to you, make it make sense. I'm trying. You got to focus to the details. You got to really pay attention to what it is that you're doing, because you don't really have to do a bunch of deals to make a bunch of money. You got to do the right deals. You got to do the right deals, and the right deals can put you where you really want to be. Focus to details. How much is something going to cost me? What am I going to spend? Waters, light, utilities, landscaping, alarm, taxes. These are all costs. These are all expenses. These are all things that you have to pay for in order to secure whatever property that you're trying to do, and ensure that, but you gotta pay this stuff, man. It's just like part of the game. You know what I mean? And then you gotta understand your profit. Now I'll tell you something about profit. You watch these shows, HGTV, and you'll see a house purchased for $100,000, put $50,000 worth of work into it. ARV 200,000, made 50,000 profit. That's not true. It's not true. It's a lot of money that comes out of that 50,000. It's not just clean money. You got it. How'd you sell it? Did you get a realtor? Well, you got to pay them a commission. You telling me you had this house for 5-6 months and you got a tax abatement? They didn't charge you anything. You didn't pay any insurance. You know what's up? Like, it's not all win like that. 50 might be 35, 30 even. You know what I mean? Depending on the situation, but you got to be able to really focus on that detail. Because you think and you see these numbers, but they're just giving you a quick synopsis of how it looks, but it's not really that cut and dry. It's a lot more to it than what they're explaining. And that goes over here to this. And this is probably one of the biggest things that gives me a lot of confidence in what I do every day, is the right team, the right people around you. Not everybody around you, because everybody don't care. Everybody don't care that you make money. Everybody don't want to see you win. Everybody don't want to see you go to the next level. It's cool. But if you got the right team, the right people that do, that's really all that matters. The right wholesalers. Everybody's not gonna like you. Everybody's not gonna want to sell you a deal, Lakeith, and that's fine. It's okay. Because Lakeith buys houses and land. Every realtor's not gonna may not work for a flat fee broker, may have to pay commissions, may not want to do it for 1 or 2% or 1.5%, whatever you negotiate. But these are all things that you have to focus on, attention to detail. Being a real estate investor, you got to have the right people around you. But they're not just selling one house. If you're an investor and you flipping 5, 6 houses a year, well, shoot, you're not selling 5, 6 houses to one person on the conventional side, but you can get your percentage cut a little bit on the investment side and make more than you would on somebody else. But that's focus to detail, and I'm focused. So, excuse me, sorry, not sorry. Anyway, good title company. Title is very important. The front side of the title and the back side of the title. If you can control it all, you're awesome. You know what I mean? But title companies disperse funds and take in funds. So they sending and receiving. So you definitely want to have a good title company in your pocket. A good lender. You know, when you're going for the bridge loan, when you're originating the loans, what do they charge you in interest? You know, do they have, how long, what's the terms? They giving you 12 months, 6 months, 8 months, 16 months, 2 years, whatever the case may be. And I put that on bridge and permanent because you want to know if you decide to keep your product, what am I paying in interest? 30-year fixed, 5-year arm, 3-year arm, 10-year, 7, whatever products they got available. You want to be knowledgeable on what it is that you need to get and who's going to give you the best rate, who's going to give you the best price for your product. Insurance companies, property managers, your GC, plumbing, electrical, HVAC. Hopefully you only really talk to one person, the attorney, your accountant, and it goes on and on and on and on. But at the end of the day, once you really know what you want to do, make your mind up to actually make that concept a reality and really do it, it's going to give you a lot of confidence. It's really going to give you a lot of confidence. And a lot of people are going to try to take that away from you because they ain't got it. And they want to understand how you received it. Get it. Let's go. If you want to do it, let's do it. Lakeith buys houses and land. If you got a deal, we can make it real. Because I do it. And I can show you better than I can tell you. I got a number, 214-956-4289. I buy. Lakeith buys houses and land. I specialize in fire damage properties. So if you got a fire damage property, I purchase it, water mitigation, whatever the case may be. I buy those homes as well. If you got a deal, let's go. I'm ready. Lakeith buys houses and land. Follow me on all social media platforms, DM me. However, just get in contact with me and we can make the concept a reality. Lakeith buys houses and land. I hope this video gives you a lot of confidence, you know what I'm saying? Because knowledge is power at the end of the day, and the more you know, the further you'll go. So I feel like if I can share my information with you and help you understand how I became who I am and got to where I'm at, then it'll empower you to be who you want to be as well, man. Lakeith buys houses and land. Thank you.